Good morning. Can you hear me? Hello?
Seat, everyone, so we can
Good
start this
morning.
meeting.
Rich? Jim? James Field, I can't hear anything.
Ring the bell, please. James, could you take a seat? All right, I feel like I'm a pastor in Hudson leading the message today. Right, Joe? Everybody in Hudson comes and sits down late after the service starts. So it must be a Hudson thing. So this morning, welcome Rotarians and guests. I hear some chatter in the back. Unfortunately, our Sergeant of Arms, Ron, is ill today, and he will hopefully be back soon. So keep Ron in your prayers. Leading his prayers this morning is the lovely Liz Ramsey.
Hi, good morning, Rotarians. Well, let's bow. I hope you can all hear me okay. Father, we come to you in prayer, acknowledging you as our creator and the maker of this world. Thank you for the privilege of being able to approach you at any time. We ask you to put your hand of healing and comfort on those dealing with physical and health issues and those in need of comfort. We pray for those serving in the military, and we ask for their safety as well as for their families. We pray for peace in those places in the world where conflict exists. And thank you for the freedoms we enjoy in America. Freedoms are fragile. We pray that you would help this country heal from the turbulence, anger, and hatred that is becoming more and more evident in this country. Continue to remind us that you are the one ultimately in control. Give us wisdom and help us to be bold and compassionate. Thank you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Liz.
You're welcome.
Okay, and then as far as Pledge of Allegiance and four-way test, Jenny Fraser is going to take care of that for us.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's read the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it be better friendships? will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.
All right, Jenny, you can check those two things off your list that you did as a new member. Okay, and now we are going to introduce our current president, who, what's today, May 18th? On his calendar at home, he's got little X marks for the number of days left as his president. But five more meetings. I think he seriously enjoys being up here. Here you go, Pat. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rich. We have a jam-packed day today. We have our gala on Saturday, so we're going to have Marilyn get ready to come up and give us a quick update on everything going on with the gala. Kelly Brennan's going to give us an update on the Scout Cabin project. And while they're getting ready to come up, just a reminder of our monthly service project this month for Head Start. I saw a pair of shoes back up, a little boy's pair of shoes back there that lights up. So those are the right kind of shoes for 3 to 5 year olds. So remember, we have one more meeting next week where you can still bring in all those kind of things for the Head Start program. June 29th is our Changing of the Guard dinner. Hopefully by the end of the week, I will have, or by Friday, I will have our registration online for everybody to be able to sign up and pick your entree for the Changing of the Guard on the 29th, which will be at Blue Canyon. And just a reminder, June 4th is our annual cleaning of the pool house at Camp Manitowoc. That building normally has our Rotary logo on it, and is helped and maintained by our club. So if you could be available on June 4th at 9 o'clock in the morning at Camp Manitowoc to come out and help clean up the shower house area, we would appreciate having you there. Marilyn.
And they feed us. It's a wonderful lunch that they give us when we're finished with the whole thing. So it's a good day and the more people that come out, the shorter the work is. So nonetheless, we are ready for the gala on Friday. We have over 120 gifts for bidding, live auction as well as silent auction. This year we're shaking it up just a little bit, and we have a raffle, a date night for a full year. That's a raffle that will be conducted online at the event. And some of the restaurants featured in that are Edwin's Leadership and Culinary Institute in Shaker Heights, Gervasi's down in Canton, Russo's, a Tomato Grill. We've got a lot of really fun, nice restaurants. So it truly would be a romantic evening out each month. So that's the first time we've done something like that. Right now, we're still looking to fill seats. I have 180 purchased tickets, and right now I have some that are still unassigned. So if you would like to bring friends, certainly feel free to do so. Just talk with me after or contact me by email. But the evening starts at 6 o'clock on Friday night. You do not have to wear a tux. And right now, I'd like to give a big shout out to Rich Warfield, who has stepped in to be our MC on Friday, since Ron will not be there. So it's all a go. Everything is looking good. And the silent auction went live yesterday at noon. So check it out. You'll like what you see.
So you can start bidding as soon as you leave today's meeting if you haven't started. So get signed up on GiveSmart and start the bidding process. Kelly, you want to give us an update on the Scout Cabin project?
So I apologize. We haven't brought everybody up to speed with where we're at relative to the Rotary Scout Cabin and the monies that we're raising for the renovation of the cabin. So this is actually as of last week, the only thing that's changed is we're about 82% of our goal. So we got some additional monies in actually last night that I picked up this morning. We have 2 campaigns that are ongoing currently. Scouts is number 1. We're reaching out to past scouts. And then there's a corporate campaign that will take place the week of Memorial Day. And those are the kind of the last 2 campaigns that we have to finish this out. But right now, Friends of Scouting, so that these are the categories that we use. Friends of Scouting is anyone that lives in the community that donates money to the project. The next is Scouting itself. These are past scouts or members of scouting. The corporate is next, government is next. We haven't received anything from government just yet. And then foundation monies we received from the foundations. We still have 2 foundations that have implied that they are desirous of giving monies, but their campaigns start, one starts in August and I think the other starts in September if I'm not mistaken. But that's where we're at today. Any questions anybody has about the scout cabin, anything? Oh, I'm sorry? So the total we've raised so far is about $163,000 is where we're at today. And we're at a good mix there because it's pledge and cash received. We're almost 50-50 in that regard. There's about 83,000 in pledges. The remainder is in cash. It's already been given. So it's a pretty good number. Remember, of that pledged amount, 50 of that is from our own foundation. So one could obviously say that's already been received. Tom? Good question. Excellent question, actually. So the way we have it scheduled going forward is that the 3rd and the 4th quarter is when we'll start reaching out to various contractors. And by the end of the 4th quarter, have a signed agreement in place. And then we would be able to schedule then for 2023 when the project would actually be started. So 3rd and 4th are very busy months or quarters for us because it's not only getting the contract signed, there's a lot of little I's that need to be dotted here in terms of moving the cabin into the foundation, getting the leases executed, things of that nature, little diddly stuff, but need to be done. And then the other part of it is collecting those pledges that are not cash currently. So we're going to do that in the 3rd and the 4th quarter. So we should be ready to go starting in 2023. And it's going to be a great thing, guys, because can you imagine the fun we'll have doing this project? It'll probably go relatively quick, but it's the largest project this club has ever undertaken. And so the shouts out to all you guys. That's how it got done. So I really do appreciate it. If there's no other questions, I'll turn it over to Pat.
All right, our quote for the day. Scholarship is to be created not by compulsion, but by awakening a pure interest in knowledge. Ralph Waldo Emerson. We probably should have had a pitch hitting quote to start today because I'm pitch hitting for the pitch hitter who is pitch hitting for the other hitters. So if I stumble along the agenda today, I apologize. We'll get started with our scholarship information. So we can get the slide deck pulled up. It is with a great pleasure for me to be presenting the Bob Hills Memorial Rotary Scholarship winners for 2022. It is also with an amount of sadness as this was been led by Dan Williams for many years, and Dan passed away earlier this year. This was always Dan's favorite meeting of the year and was a great leader of the scholarship committee consisting of himself, Catherine Sines, and Ron Strobel. This year, we will be awarding 6 $3,000 scholarships to be used by the students in their freshman year of college. Let's go to our slide deck. So the process. Rotary scholarships are not granted automatically, they're earned. It is a competition, and the applications are reviewed, and then the students are interviewed. Scholarships are $3,000 are awarded to a student to finance further education in a state-supported school based on academic achievement and/or school and community service, leadership, special attributes, and honors. The 2002 winners are Peyton Binns, Delaney DiGeronimo, Audrey Fuller, Andrew Hartline, Benjamin Parnell, and Carolyn Bonville. Congratulations. Some fun facts about the class of 2022. We have 379 seniors will be graduating at Blossom on May 25th. In the community service category, our service learning seniors logged 17,914 total hours of service, an average of 216 hours per student. Advanced placement tests are just getting going, but they're not finished. But there's 1,400 tests that'll be taken by our seniors this year. Roughly 80% will pass that test with a 3 or higher, earning college credits. 19 seniors in the class of 2022 are National Merit Scholars, and 8 are National Merit Finalists. We have a lot to be proud of our students here in Hudson. A final thought: an investment in knowledge pays best interest. Ben Franklin. This time I'd like to call up Ed Sogan to talk about Bob Hills and why we have named this year's scholarships in honor of him.
If it was fine day, and you mentioned Saturday for the event, it'd be a big fine. Okay. It's a privilege for me to talk about Bob Hills, one of our outstanding members of our Rotary Club and also the Hudson community. Bob is an Akron guy who attended East High School in Akron, then served in the Navy during the Korean War. He went on to graduate from the University of Akron. He and his wife, Marty, raised 6 children in Hudson. His work career began as an engineer at General Tire, then sales manager for NRM Corporation. He retired and started his own 2 companies, Aramco and Summit Machine Sales. He was very active in the Society of Plastic Engineers, serving as president. He won many honors in the organization and is in their Hall of Fame at the University of Akron. Bob was active in his church, the Congregational Church of Hudson. He was a Sunday school teacher, a deacon, a trustee, and a moderator. As a community member and father of Hudson students, he and a small group started the Hudson Booster Club, Athletic Booster Club, back in the early 70s. Their first project was a big one. They built Lavelli Stadium. They raised money by selling stocks at the clock tower green to raise money. They ended up ordering the steel and the wood, and they and the athletes put together the bleachers, and the boosters again built the concession stand. For his contributions, he was inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame at Hudson High School. As a Rotarian, Bob was a force. He was an active member. He loved fundraising, and he served as president from 2006 to 2007. His willingness to do the hard work and serve in a leadership capacity helped our club prosper. For those of us that are old enough and remember the late 60s and early 70s, we had a little conflict with Cuba. Bob's claim to fame is that he was on a plane from Atlanta that got hijacked to Cuba in the early parts of this particular conflict. He had a lovely stay for a couple days and was fortunately returned to the United States. Marty and Bob are great examples of the Rotary motto, service above self. Marty even championed random acts of kindness. A great lesson from both of them is to keep finding ways to volunteer. We've been blessed. Let's pay it forward. My hope is that our scholarship winners remember their scholarships honor the life of Bob Hills and the many ways Bob excelled as a parent, a husband, a community member, and a Rotarian. Thank you.
And Marty is here this morning to watch all of you get your scholarships. So thank you for your dedication to our community as well, Marty. Appreciate it. So the format for the remainder of the program is each student will be introduced by a teacher or someone filling in for their teacher that is in their life and had significant influence on them, their Hudson career. Then the student will tell us about themselves, including their background and where their futures look like for them. So at least you got 30 seconds to prepare. At the end, we will have some time for Q&A and introductions of the students. We'll be doing this in alphabetical order. You're all seniors in high school, so you should be used to be doing things in alphabetical order all the way through your school career. So our first student is Peyton Binns, who will be introduced by Mrs. Nervert, 5th grade teacher. Okay.
Rotary members and guests, we are honored to be with you this morning in celebration of your scholarship recipients. And it is our privilege to get to introduce Ms. Peyton Binns. I have known Peyton for nearly 10 years, and her sister Ella has known her for
11 years.
And we feel that getting to see and know Peyton as her 3rd grade teacher and her
Sister.
yes, we can speak to the person that Peyton is in relation to your mission as the Rotary Club that bases your work on service for others. As I mentioned, I had the privilege of being Peyton's 3rd grade teacher and got to see from a young age what a caring and special person that she is. She stood out to me from that time as being a young woman who even then put others before herself. She was inquisitive, she was kind, and she was open-hearted. She was always someone that I could see seeking out other students that didn't have a partner or someone in need of something and giving it to them. She was and continues to be selfless and sees the best in others. And through all of these years, we have gotten to witness how Peyton works hard to give back to her family, her friends, her school, her swim community, and our community at large. After Peyton left my 3rd grade classroom and moved to Eastwoods, I would still receive emails from her, checking in with me just to stay in touch and know that I was loved. And I know she did this with other teachers as well. That is, this trait in Peyton is something that to touch others was something that she taught me to do, to make sure that they know that she was touched and to touch them as well. Tell others what they mean to you and show them in ways big and small. I want to share with you just one other small story so you can see Peyton's service in action. Towards the end of her 4th grade year at Eastwoods, I found out that I would be moving to Eastwoods as well. And the first person I heard from was Peyton. She immediately, ladies and gentlemen, at 9, offered her services to me to help me unpack my classroom and my library and prepare myself for my new adventure. This act of service alone is why you as a Rotary should be so proud to have her as a recipient of your scholarship. Again, reunited in that building, I got to witness her as a caring and kind student, putting others before herself. Since that time, I've gotten to watch you grow into the young woman that is sitting before you now, ladies and gentlemen. And when she was a middle schooler awarded a student of the semester or high school student who has done countless works of service in our community, just so you know, she was our Grinch last winter downtown. Peyton puts her family, her friends, her school, swim, and community at large above herself. Peyton, as your teacher,
And sister.
we are so blessed to learn from you, and we thank you for blessing us with your love and unconditional heart. We continue to learn from you. We could go on and on, Rotary, but we are beyond proud to introduce Peyton Binns as one of your scholarship recipients for 2022.
Hi, I'm Peyton, obviously. And in the fall, I'll be attending Ohio University, where I'm studying exercise physiology, pre-physical therapy, and I'm a member of the swim and dive team there.
Thank you. Next is the Delaney DiGeronimo, introduced by Hong Lee, her grade school music teacher.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Hong Lee. I'm the music teacher at Ellsworth Hill Elementary. This is a big deal to me because I usually get to see students on the early side of their career, and I'm usually, a long ago memory by this point. So it's a big deal to me to be able to be here, and it's a great honor to be here as well. What an honor it is to get to introduce you to the next Rotary Scholarship recipient, Delaney DiGeronimo. I had the privilege of meeting Delaney about 11 years ago when she was in second grade at the ripe age of 7. I recall the time when I was calling the name of each student for the first time and came upon a student with a familiar last name, DiGeronimo, as I had her older brothers in class in previous years. As I looked up to see who this was, I saw a smile from a little girl whose eyes and smile told me everything I needed to know about who she is. And 11 years later, what her eyes told me is exactly who she still is today: an enthusiastic, confident, positive, and energetic learner. As someone who has taught multiple kids in this family, when I think about birth order, I can't help but to think that Delaney is who she is as a result of being the youngest of 4 kids in this family, with all of her older siblings being brothers. While some girls may lament the fact that they are the only girl, Delaney has always wholeheartedly embraced it, but it's consistent with who she is everywhere. She always seeks to positively be with and embrace whomever she is around, looking to become a part of them, to build a relationship, and embracing the other person for who they are without any thought of there being another way to exist. As I mentioned, Delaney was one of my music students at Ellsworth Hill. I then had the privilege of continuing to work with her for a total of 4 years while she was in our One Beat World Music Drumming Ensemble. And during those 4 years, she demonstrated to me her high work ethic and perseverance that we all desire to see from students. What made Delaney truly special, though, is she has a smile that matches the look in her eyes, which truly are the windows of her soul. Even as a young second grade student, she showed me the soul of someone who lives life and honors the lives of others by how she treats them, with dignity, respect, equality, and friendship. I witnessed Delaney's interactions with her peers in so many ways. And while I can't stand here and tell you that I recall every single instance with detail, I can tell you that the impression she left on me in those 4 years that I directly worked with her prepared me for not being surprised at all by her successes and by her being selected for this award. Once Delaney went on to middle school, I did not have the opportunity to see her again until last summer when our drum group reunited. When I saw her again, she looked exactly like what I would expect the older version of her would look like. And that glow in her eyes that embraces life was there, as it has always been. Delaney has accomplished so much in her school career, including being an active member of Hudson Community First, Drug-Free Clubs of America, Huddle, National Honor Society, girls varsity golf team, including being the captain in her senior year, the girls varsity basketball team, including being captain in her senior year. She played tackle football on a team for 7 years, volunteers through her church with Vacation Bible School, and volunteers with her family for Paint the Night Purple and the Alls Walk for the Alzheimer's Association. All of these accomplishments, though, are only the beginning of what is going to continue to be a life well lived. I plan to hear so much more about her impact on the world as the years go by. I'd like to thank you to the Rotary Club in Hudson for investing in our youth. By awarding Delaney and these other very deserving students with these scholarships, you are showing that they are worth investing in. And as someone who has had the privilege of teaching all of them through my music class, I can wholeheartedly agree with you that every single one of them is worth investing in, and our world is completely better because they are here and you are investing in them, in their future and their contributions to our society. So congratulations to all of the students here for receiving these scholarships, and I'm so honored to introduce you to Delaney DiGeronimo.
Hello, I'm Delaney, and next year I will be attending the Ohio State University, and I will be studying political science on the pre-law track. And thank you very much for this award.
Our third recipient today is Audrey Fuller, and her teacher Scott Stone Street was not able to be here today, so I am pitch hitting once again. So Audrey Fuller is an extremely optimistic student that comes to class every day with a smile. She also exemplifies leadership in and out of class. Audrey was recently started a riddle of the day, where she writes a riddle on the dry erase board at the beginning of each class. Students immediately gather around and try to figure out the answers. She enjoys interacting with her peers and is often found in class helping other students with their projects, as she is very selfless. Audrey gets the most out of her time as a student and has raised the bar for the complexity of projects in the advanced woods by making epoxy tables. Well, Ron should really meet you. Ron Strobel should really meet with you. I have heard other students talking about their projects and say, I wish I would have made one of those too. Or wow, that table looks like something I saw on a YouTube video. Audrey has recently put a few of her projects in the senior art show, and multiple students and staff members have commented about how professional her tables look. She is a dedicated student. She will research, plan, and prep for each project so the outcome is optimal. I know Audrey is also very active in the community. She was recently featured in an article in the Akron Beacon Journal for being the first female Eagle Scout from Hudson. Whatever path she takes, I am sure she will be successful and make an impact on those around her and in the community. Audrey is an excellent student, a hardworking person, and will be greatly missed next year. Mr. Stonegrass. Audrey Fuller, everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Audrey Fuller, and I will be attending the University of Akron and studying criminal intelligence analysis. He may miss me, but I will come back to haunt him.
Thank you very much, Audrey. Next is Andrew Hartline, being introduced by his brother, Blake Hartline, who is a previous winner of the scholarship. A family tradition.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, as you said, my name is Blake Hartline. I am a Hudson alumni and current student at The Ohio State University. And yeah, it was about 3 years ago today where I got to stand in this spot, actually over at Lower Lake, and receive the scholarship. So what an honor it is to introduce to you guys my brother, Andrew, or Drew, to receive this scholarship again. To sum up 3 quick words about Drew, specifically, once my phone unlocks, 3 words that really come to mind. First off is confident, determined, and then he's always exceeding expectations. So I've had the privilege of knowing Drew for 18 years of his life, since my mom brought him home from the hospital. And from there, Drew has just been someone that has always met every single expectation and has exceeded anything that our family, that school, that sports tend to put on him. Probably one of the best memories that I'll ever have and that I can always see with him. So he's, as some of you may know, our family, we're a bunch of runners. We are a running family. We've run cross country all through since like kindergarten. Drew hopped on to the running train as soon as he was able to, and he'll tell you himself, like, he was not always the fastest kid. Drew was someone who would kind of bring up the rear of the pack. But when it comes to those 3 words of being confident, being determined, and exceeding expectations, Drew worked his butt off to the point of where he reached high school and he was actually running on the varsity team and got to run at states for cross country. And just that in and of itself is a true testament to the kind of character that my brother really has. And just growing up with him, I get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly, of course, of everything, but mostly the good. Drew has such a pure heart. He is someone that actually genuinely cares for others. When I think of wherever he's at every single night I get home, he's always hanging out with his buddies. He's hanging out with the underclassmen, making sure that they feel involved. He had the honor of being a captain of the cross country team this year because of that leadership, because of that confidence. And he has just, yeah, I think anything that our family has looked at, he has exceeded every single expectation that we have ever set for him. And Drew, it is such an honor to be up here to introduce you. And Rotary Club members, thank you so much for investing in him and his future as he continues to go out and make a crazy impact on this world, because there's a lot in this kid that, you know, that the world is yet to see. And so it's my pleasure to introduce you, my brother, Drew Hartline.
Hey guys, I'm Drew Hartline, and I'll be attending the Ohio State University and majoring in criminology.
Next is Ben Parnell, being introduced by Mrs. O'Connor, band teacher. I'm sensing a theme here.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. My name is Bev O'Connor, and I'm the Director of Bands for the Hudson City Schools. I teach band in grades 6 through 12, so I am one of the privileged teachers that gets to have the students for that many years, 7 years, and truly get to watch them grow up. I've been asked by Ben to introduce him this morning as a scholarship winner, and I am extremely honored to have that privilege, so thank you, Ben. I've known Ben since he was first in my band when he was in the 6th grade. This was at the old Hudson Middle School. Throughout middle school, he played in the concert band and in the jazz ensemble, but he really found a love of band when he got to the high school and became a part of the Hudson High School marching band. He worked extremely hard and became one of the band's best marchers. He was committed to the group and made his membership a priority in his life. During this past year as a senior, he was chosen to be a trumpet squad leader. Ben took this responsibility very seriously and led through an excellent example that inspired the younger students to emulate him. Ben is a very kind and respectful person. He has high standards for himself and for the younger students for whom he's responsible. However, he always interacts with kindness and compassion for all the students in his care. Ben is also unfailingly courteous to adults. He demonstrates respect in all of his interactions. Ben absolutely embodies one of our band's core principles of servant leadership. Ben has a dream of someday becoming a commercial pilot. He's already taken steps to make this dream a reality. He's begun training for his private pilot license and expects to have that training completed even before he goes to college for his freshman year. After he completes his degree, he plans to continue to strive towards his goal to become a commercial pilot. With Ben's attitude toward hard work, I have no doubt he will achieve his goal. Ben is planning to attend Ohio State in the fall, where he will study. Oh, well, I'll let you say that. I'm extremely proud of Ben, and he is certainly worthy, along with all of the other scholarship recipients, of this honor from the Hudson Rotary Club of Hudson. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Ben Parnell, and I will be attending the Ohio State University in the fall for aerospace engineering and aviation.
And last but certainly not least is Carolyn Vonville, whose teacher, Mrs. Stifler, an English teacher, was not able to be with her today, and James Field will be filling in for her.
Yeah. So obviously I'm not Mrs. Stifler. But before I talk about Caroline, I want to say a couple words about Mrs. Stifler. It's too bad she's not here. She teaches English at the high school. It is also the founder, along with Susan Conroy, of H2BE, which is the honors biology and honors English, a really innovative program. So Jessica Stifler is one of our finest teachers. Too bad that she was not able to make it here today. She's on a hike. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, we're hearing from the background. Someone who apparently knows, one of our other teachers is here, apparently knows Caroline pretty well. It's her mom. So enough of that. So here's the speech. If you look up etymology of the word growth, you would see Germanic, Norse, and Old English origins. The English teacher, right? Its definitions and uses are nuanced, ranging from the process of becoming larger to vegetation that has grown. Growth may be an unusual word to describe Caroline Vonville. However, she is the embodiment of these nuances. So definition number one, the gradual beginning or coming forth. Caroline applied to be a student in the inaugural year of H2BE, a blended honors English and biology course at Hudson High School. The impetus for starting the class was to educate students about the world around them through nature-related readings and foster lifelong protectors of public lands while giving youth a chance to de-stress outdoors. As a freshman, Caroline was a quiet, diligent worker. An image solidified in my memory is Caroline taking notes during class and snacking on goldfish to offset her calorie deficit from the morning swim practice. Imagine having to eat to offset a deficit. That was my words. Anyway, and I'm also going to interrupt for a second. All of these students are not only excelling in education, in their academics, but doing other activities such as swimming. And anyone who's done that, the difficulty of maintaining that, we've heard orchestra and so forth, is really difficult. And so kudos to them. I swam in high school, and it is tough to do an activity and really devote. So anyway, on with Caroline. The course and Caroline's swim practices were rigorous, but she accepted constructive criticism on her writing and completed many retakes on her biology tests. She stressed quite a bit, but did not let it show. She always got her work done and seemed unflappable at school. However, talking with her mom at home, it was a different story, as it often is. In addition to academics, the class includes a backpacking component. The year commenced with a short overnight trip to Oil Creek, Pennsylvania to introduce these 14-year-olds to camping while carrying everything they would need on their back. Caroline ended up sick in camp the first night because she didn't drink enough water during the hike. The upside, Caroline learns from her setbacks. During the culminating and longer trip to Laurel Highlands in the spring, I had the pleasure of hiking with Caroline and her friends on the longest mileage day. She stayed hydrated, but it was also a joy to see how she had blossomed since the beginning of the year. Relaxing with her feet, plunged in a cool creek, it was obvious she had found the soothing balm of nature. Little did I realize the foundation this would set for her future. Definition 2, the process of becoming larger or more numerous. The COVID years didn't allow much time for me to see Caroline around the school, but when we caught up at the beginning of her senior year, she had grown up. She was still the same tiny powerhouse she was freshman year, but now she glowed with confidence. Definition 3, vegetation that has grown. Caroline found her confidence in part in the school's hydroponics lab, where she has logged many volunteer hours. The garden was started through a grant from the Kiwanis Club of Hudson 2 years ago. There she tends tomato, lettuce, and cucumber plants, as well as herbs, gauging growing conditions and helping with the sales of the produce. In a statement of gratitude printed in the November 2021 edition of the Plain Dealer, Caroline wrote, "I am grateful for the greenhouse at my school. I get to go every day and share the responsibility of caring for lettuce with some of the purest souls in my life." Sometimes she tiptoes through our H2BE class in the morning on her way to the room to the hydroponics lab. When we have a moment to talk, she lights up with the news of the transformation of her plants. Definition number 4, the progression from simpler to more complex forms. Caroline's personal transformation led her down a path towards caring for others. This year, she is in Hudson Service Learning's class, a program that fosters school community connections through volunteer service. In the fall, she was placed with children where service learning teacher Jamie Kozman described her as, quote, a rock star. This spring, she has been working with senior citizens where she's been equally impressive. In addition, caring for her plants and learning self-care during times of stress have helped Caroline progress from a seemingly simple freshman into a complex, thoughtful young adult. Her plans to attend the Ohio State University next fall to study nursing should come as no surprise. It is her choice to dedicate herself to others to help them heal and grow. And so congratulations to Caroline Bonneville.
Hi, I'm Caroline, and I want to thank you all for this scholarship to start out. Next year, I will be attending the Ohio State University, and I'll be studying nursing and hopefully minoring in Spanish. And then as well, I'm living in a scholars program that's based on service and outdoor recreation. It's the Environmental and Natural Resources program. So it's kind of like a combination between service learning and then H2BE, which is kind of cool. So yeah, thank you again all for being here this morning and for everything.
Well, we have a couple of minutes if there's anybody, any Rotarians or anybody that would like to ask any questions. I already see Tom getting up, so. Nope.
Observation. Pat, just want to put you on the spot here for a second. Like during World War II, during the Battle of the Bulge, we had a situation where Germans were infiltrating the American lines, and the Americans would have test questions they would ask, and a lot of them would be about baseball.
Yes.
So let me just ask you a question. Is it pitch hitting or is it pinch hitting?
It's pinch hitting.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you weren't a
I
spy.
probably
Okay.
said it incorrectly.
All right. All right. Sorry. I'm just.
The coach is going to find me for that too.
That's right. $5 for that one, Ed. And I just also wanted to say I had the opportunity to watch Delaney play basketball a couple times this year. I didn't recognize her this morning, as I said, because she'd have this huge bun on top of her head while she plays basketball. But I watched with my mom and dad on TV. She is, and also at the Buckheiser Memorial Gymnasium. And she is a fierce competitor. I'll tell you, it was just amazing to see how tough a player she is out there. I wouldn't want to be going against her.
She'd have to be pretty tough to have three older brothers. So.
But I just want to congratulate each and every one of you. I've kind of known Drew, at least, or at least been aware of him ever since he was a little guy with mop head, haircut, just all of you. So we're so proud of each one of you. Congratulations on this, and make us proud. We're looking forward to inducting you. Coach Sogan and I are looking forward to inducting each one of you into the Distinguished Alumni Hall of Fame someday. Just go out there and make it happen for us, okay?
Okay, this young lady doesn't remember me, but I remember when she was very small, and she is the one that grew up with three brothers. I coach Dominic and Dante in baseball, and I think Dante was too busy picking weeds out of the center field. If you remember that, Delaney, he did end up going to be a very established chef, I think downtown Cleveland or West Side. Dominic went to the University of Kentucky, played lacrosse and football. And so you're right, that's where Delaney got the football from, because all three boys played football. But I know their parents well, good family. Best of luck to you.
All right. Congratulations to all six of our recipients of the scholarships. So we're proud of everything you've done and what you're going to do. And I'm sure on behalf of the club, Marty, thank you for giving us your husband for those many years and his service to our club as well. So thank you. So a valuable lesson all of you can learn is that if you go to a Rotary meeting in Hudson, at least at this club, there's a Rotabuck raffle. Normally, it is not a very large pot. So today the payout is $9, but the jackpot is $465. That's big Rotabucks money. So we're gonna come down and maybe we'll have our first female Eagle Scout from Hudson draw the winning ticket. Right, thank you. And the winning number on the Rotabuck raffle is 717-661. 661. James Field, all right, right up front. So we're down to 12 marbles. So the odds are continuously getting better, James. Yeah. It is not the black marble. So here's your $9 and the payout will continue to grow. We're donating that back. So Ben, don't leave without that. All right, and it wouldn't be one of my meetings without a dad joke to conclude the meeting. So finding a dad joke around scholarships was hard, but I found one. Did you know that all public universities in Ohio let students earn tuition by working on the on-campus bakery? The opportunity isn't open to everyone. It's strictly on a need to do basis.